Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive717 back with another video. I wanted to share a reading with you guys, and I'm using two different decks. For the Divine Feminine energy, I'll be using the Sacred Rebels deck, and for the Divine Masculine energies, I'll be using the Tarot of Sexual Magic. So I'll jump right into the reading. For the Divine Feminine energies, I'm feeling that they are heaven sent in the masculine's life, and this is because of the unwavering faith and commitment to the twin flame journey that the Divine Feminine has had since the beginning, and that's since discovering that she's been on the twin flame journey and exactly what it means to her. And I'm really feeling that since the masculines are coming forward and connecting a lot with the Divine Feminines, they're finding that she's in the energy of the 33, which is a master number. And that's really just living our best lives and being committed to securing joy, success, abundance, peace within our lives with very little effort. We are, as Divine Feminines, manifesting a lot of that into our lives just by having faith in what's been put into our path, right? If you notice, I wrote on the card here, trust the twin flame journey, it's a gift. So many of the Divine Feminines who have stepped into that energy of just knowing when to lean back and step back and allow their Divine Masculines to do a lot of the spiritual work on their own are really reaping the benefits, because the Divine Masculines are coming forward now and they're speaking a lot of their truth, and they're letting their Divine Feminines know why there's been a silence, why there's been a gap in communication at times, and they're opening up in a lot of new ways that are deepening the connection. And so I strongly feel that the feminines are in that energy of manifesting a lot of abundance and joy in their lives. And abundance is not necessarily financial or in the form of strictly money. It's manifesting her dreams and her goals, and that's coming through as her taking action and being extremely fearless in all of her endeavors. And that really does include a lot of the projects and ideas that she's had in the past that she's maybe dabbled in but never had followed through on, and now she's understanding why she had to dabble in those tasks, because it's all coming together as a final project for her. So I think that's really great, because the Divine Masculine energies are picking up on it, and they're really coming with, a new perspective here, and they're really wanting the Divine Feminines to know that even within all of her modesty here, which is, really the representation there of that red candle, he wants her to know it's her right to feel that way. And I think in the past, when they first connected, she really did expose a lot of her sexuality and who she was, because she wanted to demonstrate to the masculine that she was not afraid, and that being herself and all that she was something to her that was very victorious, and she wasn't going to let his opinion stop her from experiencing all that she was. But now that he's coming with this kind of honesty, truth, integrity, it really is making her feel a little shy, maybe a little bit modest, because of his expression of love. And I feel as though the Divine Feminines have patiently waited for the masculines to get to this place, and now that it's here, she really is tantalizing him and really, really teasing him with with pulling back her energy. And so I think that's mainly because she feels and she knows. So if we jump back into the Divine Feminine energy, we can see that she really is seeing a lot of her hard work come into fruition. She's really reaping a lot of the benefits and rewards. And that's what mainly has had the Divine Feminine in such a relaxed state, and it's allowed her to be so much more playful in conversation with the masculines, and maybe not take so much offense to his rough around the edges behavior at times. And she's really learning to appreciate the fact that she's been 10 steps ahead of him on this journey, because it's been with great purpose. He's really stepped back, I feel, in a divine way, or I know we hear the term divinely orchestrated at times, but I feel like they trigger us in this way because they're really waiting for us to stand firm in our intuition and our knowing about what it is that's going on. And then I feel like after we demonstrate that we really do trust in this journey, no matter what it is that's happening on the outside, then they kind of push themselves forward into their spiritual understanding. So if we can kind of be thankful for the work that they're doing in order to help us heal, then it's just a nice way of understanding and comprehending a lot of what you both have had to go through in order to be with each other. And I think it's just a beautiful energy because feminines have not been through an easy journey. And I feel like a lot of the conflict between her and the masculine has come from the fact that she feels like he just doesn't understand what she's been through with a lot of the emotions and feelings. And if you notice the contact here between her and the warthog, or the boar coming inwards, it's almost like attacking, right? So it's like something from the outside attacking her space, but she's still able to take control of it. But that's still a tough and exhausting fight, right? For a lot of us who have been on the journey as feminines, we really have had to deal subtly with a lot of outside influences and negative attacks. But I mentioned it before, if you don't invite negativity in, you'll move through it with ease. So trust that you're protected, trust that your ancestors are looking out for you when this type of energy comes at you, and don't give in or put too much thought or emphasis on black magic or negative entities. And, I want everybody to be, aware that I do have a lot of experience when I mention black magic, and the reason I don't put too much emphasis on it is because I strongly believe in us creating our own paths, and I have crossed paths with black magic in the darkness already. Where I'm from, we call it obia. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that term, but, here where I live in North America, I hear black magic, but back home, we used to call it obia, and I know that it's out there. But one thing with me and my family is that we always trust in protection, right? So even though energy that exists out there in the cosmos and in the universe can have dark influences on us, our free will is just as lethal as any kind of dark energy that they're wanting to emit on us. Our free will is our strength. It's our ability to think on the spot and then make one decision or make the other. So a lot of the feminines have had to go through that, but I want the feminines to know that the best way to battle this type of energy invading your space is to simply change your thoughts. Don't let your free will be affected to the point where you're now acting fearful because you feel negative energy coming towards you. What you can actually do with that is when you feel the negative energy coming towards you, shift your thoughts immediately to feelings of being protected, being showered with light, being divinely hovered over and hugged by your angels. Replace any fearful thoughts about that stuff with the thoughts that you actually want to manifest, okay? Because your divine masculine needs you at this time, and I feel like they'll come in really, really heavy with conversation, wanting to meet, wanting to talk, and then disappear. And I feel like when they disappear, they're surrounded by all of the conversation that you've had. It's like jewels, right? You're dropping jewels on them all the time. And I really feel like that's why they come in and then go away, because it's like we're assisting them with the divine information that we've learned and absorbed on the journey so far and deciphered it in our own meanings to add value to our own lives. And now we're assisting them with what we've learned. And I think many feminines have been very fearful about sharing information about the twin flame journey because we've been taught that it'll scare them off, or they do have to learn about these things on their own. But if they're coming to you and asking you questions, you have to act out of integrity and be honest and share what it is you're guided to share with them, right? It's not like you're chasing after them, flooding their inbox or their voicemail with twin flame information. If they enter your space and they're wanting information from you, or they want to know what you're up to, or they mention certain things, by all means, share what it is you feel in your heart that they may need to know at this particular time, right? Because it says here, restore and replenish. So he's restoring a lot of the old memories of you both and the past lifetimes that you've had together in terms of trying to come together on Earth to complete your mission as twin flames. And when I say mission, I feel like that word gets thrown around, and then everyone sort of thinks that you have to be on some sort of spiritual path where you're sitting around, meditating and affirming things and just, being a shaman, or, really taking it to the extreme. But your twin flame mission is to simply be in harmony and in peace with each other, despite all of your flaws and faults. Because unconditional love will transform you in a way that will show you that your flaws and your faults are much of your strengths that we need to bring out of each other. And once we bring it out of each other, there's no shame, there's no fear. And step by step, twins are just teaching each other to be the best versions of themselves that they can possibly be. I feel this energy heavily absorbed by the masculine. And, one thing I just kind of noticed there was, I feel like, the feminine energy in this card is really the key to a lot of what he's thinking and feeling. And I even wrote here, planting ideas, but keeping it to yourself. So feeling alone, but at the same time, it feels good to be alone. So I'll just jump into the sexual magic cards here that I have, because when this card here mentions that he's feeling alone, but at the same time being alone feels really good, these are the cards that I wanted to share with you guys, because I wanted to show you why your energy, okay, so the divine feminine energy that's in this card, makes him go to this space and what he thinks about. So for many of you who have had communication with your divine masculines, we have mentioned in past readings as well that they really do feel like the divine feminines are the, epitome of perfect in their eyes. And so at times they really do feel like they still want to know what they have to offer her. And so I feel like this does tend to keep them up at night when they're in this resting phase. And these are the kinds of thoughts that they're having, right? They want to know if they have enough to offer her. But at the same time, they can feel that what they really need to offer is just themselves and their love in a genuine way. And that's really what will bring the connection together in a deeper, more meaningful way to the both of them, right? So it stops the, I hate to say ghosting because it's just so cliche, but it stops the pauses in communication and the misunderstandings and the absences between you two. Because I feel like this is what the masculine loves about the feminine, right? It's about actually coming into the realization that you've met a woman that you can make love to, and after you're done making love, he doesn't want to run. He just wants to stay there and savor the moment. Body, mind, and spirit connected if you look at the 3 burning candles there. And that's what he feels with the feminine, and that's what he can't deny. And That's what feels truthful to both twins in the connection. It's like every single area is satisfied, right? So again, with the 3 candles there, it's like your body, the sexual attraction between twins, your mind, everything that you think and have experienced, and your soul, right? Your past lifetimes together. Sorry guys, I don't know if I'm just such a klutz or why things just kind of go banging around on my table, but anyway, so with those 3 candles there, I feel like those are those 3 aspects coming together. And again, that's everything that he's really thinking about. Both of you are reaping your harvest, your fruits are ready for the picking. It's ready to be prepared and eaten. I feel like the connection that he has with the divine feminine is it's like really peaceful and accepting. And I feel like for the first time he can be himself without feeling uncomfortable. And I don't know what it is about the masculine energy, I guess, that I'm picking up on, but he just feels uncomfortable around most people. And I feel that includes a lot of, family and friends that he's maybe been around for a long time, but when he connected with the divine feminine, it was like, wow, this kind of energy I've never ever had or felt exist in my life before. And that's another part of what keeps them, coming back in and going back out and coming back in. It's because they're really relying on that energy for a lot of nurturing. And if we look, that's the kind of nurturing that they're wanting and needing at this time, and no one can fulfill it except the feminine. And I feel like these thoughts between them, because it is mutual, she does feel him when he thinks of her passionately in this way. Because these thoughts are mutual between them, they're both really manifesting, this outcome. And I feel like it's the perfect energy between the two, where it's how they want to be. She wants to feel protected and nurtured by him, and he wants to take care of her and protect her. And, he really does want to be the provider, but you'll see that both of them are comfortable in this role, because she's leaning on him and he has her hand in his hair, almost like there's a trust between them that he will take care of her and provide. And I feel like the feminine, if you notice her position, the way she's dressed, that's really what men see as abundance in a woman. The reason men want to provide and protect and nurture is because they want to be the hunter and the gatherers, both at the same time. And they just they just want the feminine to be there in all of her essence and energy, and that's what makes him happy. Just coming home to her, right? Having her do simple things like just create a warm, colorful home. A home that's filled with a lot of laughter, art, a lot of soft feminine energies, and that's what he really wants to make him feel. Like a king sitting at a throne. Sometimes it's hard for women to surrender to that idea of a man taking care of them, or a man wanting to be the provider. They want to have it done equally, but within the feminine and masculine connection, it's almost like they both know that they're equal on a deep inner level, but because they know they're equals, they willingly surrender to the sort of natural role. And we all come to this earth and decide which energy we want to resonate with, and I feel like you know, if you're resonating with the masculine energy, this is just how he sees himself with the feminine. And if you resonate with the feminine energy, you know, if he's protecting and nurturing and loving and just wants to provide, then she really naturally does anything and everything to make him feel fulfilled and satisfied. And so, I guess with that being said, the overall energy that I'm feeling is that the feminines have a very soft, loving effect on the masculines right now. And even though you might be experiencing in and out communication, the fact that they're coming in and then going and then coming in and then going lets you know that there is some sort of intensity towards your connection that's really making them grow and think. And so I think that's a great sign of progress for both twin flames, and I'm really thrilled and excited to see what comes next for the coming months. I'm so excited to share and post and maybe get some new cards and pick up on the energies of the masculine. So I hope this reading finds many of you well. I love you all, and I will speak to you again in the next video. Take